So I'm watching Megyn Kelly explain this whole situation, and she starts with, I didn't really know Candace. This is the timeline, okay? So Candace starts going crazy, and everybody's like, dude, Candace is going crazy. Tucker's going crazy too. They're both crazy. These people, they need to be pushed out of the center of the main discussion, or else we're gonna be sitting around here huddled around like a bunch of crazy people. They'll all be like Hunter Biden's and pooled in the center like we had in the Democratic thing, you know. So she's saying she didn't know Candace before, so she's not going to weigh in on it, right? I didn't really know her. I'm not going to weigh in it. She was over there. I didn't do her thing, right? And then, which is a bold opening, because whenever someone says that, what they mean is I'm about to defend her harder than anyone who actually knew her, right? So that's she says, no, we weren't close. I didn't watch her show. I didn't really follow what she was saying. So that was the excuse. I thought it was a pretty good distancing maneuver at the beginning. It's like, okay, that's a perfectly responsible distancing maneuver, you would think, at the start of the controversy. But then she goes, but after Charlie's death, over the last couple of months, we got really close. So let me get the timeline straight here. This is my interpretation. Again, this is just my so it's like, oh, that couple of months, like the worst couple of months the Candace has ever had, where she was just trolling like a mad person. The exact months Candace went full secret cabals, assassinations, medieval accusations, PowerPoint graphs drawn with vibes. That's when you leaned in. That's when you got to know her at that point in time, and then you started to like her at that point. Like, I could see the argument, okay? I could see the argument of like, I knew her before and she wasn't crazy, and then she went crazy, and so I'll call out the crazy, but I don't want to call her out because I knew her before and she's nice. But the argument of saying, I didn't know her before and then she went crazy, I got to know her when she went crazy, and we became friends during the crazy period. It seems a little weird, like, doesn't it? So she's like, I don't believe any of the conspiracy stuff, okay? And it's like, okay, that's good, but I'm glad she's asking questions. Now, why are you glad she's asking? The questions she's asking are ludicrous. If I ask, hey, did the moon kill JFK? The correct response isn't, well, I don't agree, but I love your curiosity. No, that's how fires start. The moon, if you're asking seriously whether the moon killed JFK, you are not contributing to the conversation in any meaningful way, unless it's a satire, for crying out loud. And then she says, I don't really know the full extent of what Candace has been saying. So now she got close after Candace went crazy, but now she's distancing again. So now I don't really know what she's doing. But hold on. You got closer during the meltdown, but somehow you heard less during that time when you got closer because you didn't know her before the meltdown. That's not friendship. That's Bluetooth proximity. And then, this is my favorite part, she casually mentions helping arrange meetings between Candace and Charlie Kirk's widow. So it's like, okay, so you were close enough to be like, hey, grieving widow, you should definitely hang out with this woman. I'm going to arbitrage the situation. I haven't been paying attention too much, somehow missing the biggest grift on the internet since like the water was turning the world gay or whatever. Even that had more backing than what's been going on. Somehow I missed that, and I'm going to be the arbiter because I didn't know her before, but now I know her now, but I don't really know what she was saying currently, even though the whole internet is going crazy because she's saying crazy things. So let me get this straight. You didn't know her before. You bonded during the crazy conspiracy spiral instead of distancing during the crazy conspiracy spiral because you didn't know her before. You don't believe what she says, but you're glad she says it. You don't notice how bad it got, but you still play matchmaker even though you haven't really looked into how bad it's gotten. Those can't physically live in the same place. They don't. It doesn't work. And now she's stuck. She's stuck. Because if she admits Candace is off the rails, she has to admit she defended the wrong person. And if she keeps defending Candace, she has to keep pretending she got closer while knowing less when she said she didn't know her before. Like, that doesn't make... So Megan's class... And then she's got the classic power play response to Ben Shapiro, which I think really kicked this off. She was just ticked that someone called her out. And so now she got mad and she can't back off it now. And now I think that's what's happening. She's going down the rabbit hole. So she's going... So she thinks Ben Shapiro's making the power play. She's like, excuse me, I made you. You would be nothing without me. Which is a wild thing to say to a guy who came out of the womb already arguing, for crying out loud. She's like, you'd be nothing without me. How dare you question my judgment? And then Ben's just saying like, hey, this Candace and Tucker stuff is insane, and pretending it's not is dangerous. We've seen it. We've gone down that path before. Let's learn the lesson that we've before they stop chemically castrating people in the name of whatever, space lasers or something. And Megan hears that and goes, whoa, so this is a power play. I see what's going on here. And it's like, no, that's not it. It's a fire alarm that the crazies, the trolls are in the building. We're trying to warn you, the trolls are in the building. And if someone yells the building's on fire and your response is, why are you yelling at me? You're not winning the argument. And once you start saying, I'm outranking you instead of I'm right, the truth already left the room. Because it's not about rank, it's not how many views you got. You should be arguing I'm right and these are the facts. This is why the facts are right? That would be not like, oh, I've got more views than you. Your stats are going down, mine are going up. Therefore, that's not an argument.